killed our return pump. Hi, I'm Darren.
Hi, I'm Gordon.
And we're the two gay reefers.
Hey reefers, we are off to Bunnings today to start getting some bits and pieces ready together to put a control panel in the Red Sea. So come along for the journey. And yes, we are filming this in the car wash. Guys, so we just finished up at Bunnings. We couldn't get the power board that we wanted, so we've gone for a 2 power board option. One's going to be on the outside of the tank and one's going to be inside the main power switch. Outside tank is because we've got stuff that we need to be able to turn on and off individually as we use them. Got a hinge to put the bracket up on to put the board up inside the tank. I think we got everything we needed. Alright guys, so we've just gotten home. Well, we got home about an hour ago. We had lunch and messed around. The reason we're doing this is we've got a bit of a mess behind the tank here, and inside the cabinet here is just a mess. It's ugly. It just doesn't look user friendly. And if you want to do something, it's always sort of trying to squeeze in. It just doesn't work. So we've done a bit of work on the cable management on Reefzilla recently, and it's now time to implement a similar sort of process over here, and we'll get on with it. Alright, so I've cut the board and we're just going to make sure it's going to fit in there nicely, and yes it will. So I'm going to use the adhesive edging to make this look a bit nicer. Obviously you don't want the bare NDF when you are talking in a wet environment. So following the instructions, I've got my iron on the floor down there set to cotton, measure out about 10 millimeters past either edge and cut it. Alright, it says not to use the iron directly onto it, otherwise you might damage the iron. And then Darren will be pissed off because I can't iron his shirts for him. You never know what you're going to see on the 2 Gay Reefers channel, do you? Ironing a piece of timber. The next step will be to actually pull out the dosing drums at the moment. At the moment we're using these big blue drums. They were originally designed for Reefzilla. The Red Sea really doesn't need that much supplement, so we're going to go and use the good old Voss bottles. We've used these before. They're a good size and they're glass. They don't look too bad either, so we're going to go down the line of using these instead of the big drums. Alright, so we've run into a little bit of an issue. We didn't have a big enough hole saw to cut the hole to fit that size through. It's about 25 mil. We've got a 20 mil hole saw, so we're making do slowly. While Darren's cleaning up that, I'm going to mount this 4 power point with switches and a couple of USB ports on the side of the tank here. USB ports, because I've actually got 2 LED strips inside underneath the tank there. That'll be just handy to be able to plug them in to turn them on and off. We'll get that mounted up to the tank now. It's flashing. Why is it flashing? What the fuck is going on?
Okay, so unfortunately, while we were doing this, we've killed our return pump. So end the video for now. We may or may not finish this, but hey, let's see what happens.
Many unbearable hours later.
Alright, so later on that night, we met with Nick at a KFC car park and he lent us another return pump. I did kind of blow up our old return pump. I want to say a massive big thank you to Nick from Nick's Aquarium for helping us out once again. He is a lifesaver. He's a sponsor of our channel, so if you are in the Brisbane area, don't forget to go and check out his store at North Lakes there. By the time we got home and got it all set back up again, it was really, really late. And the fact that we got day jobs to get back to the next day, we decided not to finish the video then. So it's now Wednesday afternoon and we're now back into it. So when we left off the other night, I had everything sort of half laid out on the control panel, but it was actually the return pump that we blew up. So I've had to pull that off to make room for the other return pump. We've only got this return pump on loan temporarily, so hopefully Nick doesn't mind us permanently attaching it to our wall for the time being. We're going to get around to hooking up or rerunning the wiring for the return pump. Alright, so what I'm doing here is actually putting hooks in onto the back of the board here, so I can actually hang up the wiring just to make it a little bit neater in the back here. The last one to go on the front of the, or the second last one to go on the front of the control panel here will be for the vortex. So because the cable doesn't actually unplug from the back of this, I am going to have to just run it just straight up the front of it here like this, and I'm going to mount that there. Bit here isn't looking as great as it should do because this is not going to be our final pump. So I'll obviously fix this up when we do get the final pump put on. So I'm going to have this up as high as I can get it because I need room underneath it for the bottles to sit. Alright, so around the side of the tank here, I've got the lights and I've got the Tunesy that I'm going to plug into this power board on the side here. So first things first, I'll do the Tunesy because it's just the easiest one. And then my lights, 1 and 2. Power cord for this one that needs to come back around and inside. So basically all I'm doing now is just tightening up all the cables at the back here, trying to make it all as neat and as presentable as it possibly can be. Last but not least, drill a hole into the side of the tank stand, of course, not into the tank. Put my last hook in. Obviously I would not do this to a brand new tank stand. We've had this Red Sea now for about 3.5 years, because I'm sure there'd be some warranty issue if you're drilling into the side of your tank stand. And that's just somewhere there to hang my Red Sea Light power packs. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Darren. Alright, I think the last thing we need to do now before we clean up is to fill up the dosing bottles and put them in front of the door, and we should be good to go. I'll plug the doser in, of course. We actually use the Red Sea calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium. The last couple of times we brought it in powder form because it's easier to operate with Reefzilla. But I'm just putting the liquid into the bottles here for the Red Sea because I don't need to dose that much. Alright guys, so I'm actually really happy with the way it looks. It looks like it's actually meant to be there. It's all fallen together nicely. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Are you happy with it, Darren? I'm getting a nod, but not getting any answers.
Yes, I'm happy.
If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
And as always, be excellent to each other, and
That's your line.
I want you to do it.
Keep it salty, everyone.
Bye for now.
I do need to fill the elk bottle. I know that. If you happen to see that in the video, don't stress. It does need to be filled.